Ideas cost nothing, and execution is everything. This is what one of my first mentors once said to me. This can be a bit of exaggeration, but it helped to shape my views on the subject of ideas and intellectual property. Hello, innovators, entrepreneurs, focus, and clean tech enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that many startups hold dear, intellectual property, or IP. Specifically, we will be exploring the myth of the IP moat and why it might not be the fortress you think it is. This episode is brought to you by New Energy Advancement Hub, your one-stop shop on all things about energy transition. Be sure to check them out at www.neahub.net. That's www.neahub.net. They got tons of free stuff. They got lectures, they got webinars, they got podcasts. They even have tips on how to save on your energy bill. So if you're in need of innovative research, immersive training, and dynamic ecosystem development necessary to drive your energy transition, be sure to check out www.neahub.net. Check it out. So intellectual property is often seen as a golden ticket, a unique invention or design that sets up your startup apart from the rest of the crowd. It is what investors love to hear about and many believe is the key to long-term success. I had my investors constantly pushing me to look for startups that own patents to the most cutting-edge technology available. After all, who wouldn't want a treasure chest of patents to keep competitors at bay? But the reality of IP is as different as a prototype car to the one that's actually rolling off of the conveyor belt. In my career, I've encountered two pivotal moments that shaped my view on IP. First, I was involved in acquiring a license to manufacture wind turbines. There were several innovations to this particular type of turbine, like modular steel towers and high-capacity direct drive generators. After we signed the deal, we opened the treasure trove of encrypted files, supposedly the blueprint to our success. But when we delved into them, we found instructions for building just one turbine. And even some of those instructions were conflicting. Scaling that up to produce hundreds of wind turbines, well, that knowledge was missing. We had to figure that out ourselves. The team that developed the turbine had no idea how to go from making 10 turbines a year to 100. Fortunately for us, this company was soon acquired by a major German wind turbine manufacturer who had decades of experience in manufacturing wind turbines at scale. The Germans helped us to set up a proper production line, although the novel design did not make it easy for them either. Now, the second time I ran into an IP case was when I led an acquisition of a lithium-ion cell company in Korea. This time, the IP was valuable. The company had its own cell design based on the popular nickel-manganese-cobalt anode. This time, the IP was valuable. The company had its own cell design based on the popular nickel-manganese-cobalt cathodes. But that was not what made it valuable. The company had spent years perfecting the manufacturing process. The real value lay in their operational expertise. We were looking to scale up the output at least 10 times, and that will be challenging, but at least we had people on the team who understood the nuances and intricacies of the manufacturing process. Later on, I had to evaluate a lot of startups that showcased their IP. So what's the takeaway? Well, IP alone doesn't build a business. It's the operational know-how, the ability to scale, maintain quality, and optimize processes that truly creates value. If you are in the battery business, Just a couple of years ago, you would have heard that lithium ferrum phosphate batteries are no match for nickel manganese cobalt batteries. And you would also hear that the day when the solid state batteries will make both of them obsolete, and that day is just around the corner. Well, fast forward to today, and what do we see? We see that Chinese manufacturers have perfected LFP manufacturing process, and that helped to fuel electric vehicle exports from China. NMC batteries saw the market share shrink, and solid state? Well, solid state batteries are still there, in the labs. While IP can impress investors and provide a competitive edge, it's the execution that determines the success. The real moat isn't a stack of patents, it's the skill, experience, and resilience to turn ideas into reality at scale. Remember, it's not about having a unique idea, it's about making it work consistently and efficiently. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're navigating the complexities of IP and scaling up startups, let's connect. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. Until next time, and let's vote better.